Okay, Danny, this is the O-ring. We don't have the O-ring.
No, it's actually stuck
because
in there.
it's over there. Oh, nice. In that case, always replace that O-ring, no?
Yes. What happens is if you don't replace it, it gets crushed over a period of time, then it'll leak water into the gear case.
Okay, we have one on top, and we have other in the bottom. In the bottom. All right. Danny, we are going to explain the tools that we are going to use in the service of our transmission. This tool is for what?
That's your gear case filler. So how this works is, just with your 2 drain plugs, after you drain the oil, you screw one up into the bottom gear
Into
case.
the bottom.
The bottom, because you always want to fill from the bottom,
the bottom
up.
on top, and you see on top it is coming up.
Correct.
That's
so once the fluid's coming up, it's going to push all the air out.
And you pump it.
Pump it.
Pump it.
And then you open the valve and it'll actually squirt. So once the oil comes out, you let it sit. I let it sit for about 30 seconds. What happens? Any little air bubbles.
Yeah.
And then I open a little bit more to watch a little come out. And then I put the top screw in with a new gasket.
Correct. On top.
On top. And then you unscrew this.
No problem, because on top is closed. When you remove that one, it's a little.
Yeah, it'll come out. It's okay.
It's okay.
The gear case never gets filled completely like like other models, only because that way when the oil can expand and contract.
Correct.
Always
in hydraulic system, you need to keep the top section free.
Right.
This is good because when the oil is circulating, the bubbles are organized over there on
Correct.
top. And you have the fluid without bubbles.
Right.
No foaming.
Yeah, no foaming. You don't want the foaming.
All right. This is
Right? And that's
only
the filler.
to fill.
That's the filler.
All right. And what about the pumps? We have two pumps.
Here, this one is your pressure.
Oh, that's for pressure.
So to add pressure, you're gonna pump.
Once
and
again,
air's
in
gonna come
the top.
out. In the top.
In the
Only
top.
the top.
No.
With oil in it.
Okay.
On the pressure.
For the pressure test, we need the transmission with the level of fluid.
Yep.
And we are going to remove the top screw, and on the top we introduce the pump.
Right.
And how much pressure you apply?
15 psi.
15 psi.
For about a minute.
Okay.
And meanwhile, you turn the prop shaft, the drive shaft.
You turn the
just
prop,
to see if anything starts leaking.
And it's supposed that the gauge should.
It'll drop a little bit within probably a minute, maybe one psi, and that's acceptable.
All right, that's perfect. This is the pressure test.
Pressure test.
And the vacuum.
The vacuum. Okay, in the vacuum it does the opposite. You're actually sucking air out. And that one you cannot have oil in it because then
oil.
Yeah, because then you'll suck oil into the piston and you just damage the tool.
But in that case, only draining the case is not enough because there are a lot of oil in other parts.
Right, but you do this on the top side.
In the top once again. All right. No oil on the case.
When you drain the oil, you should always let it drain for a little bit, until you see it just a little mist. It's just the gravity will pull it down, then you should be enough to pull the vacuum on it. And this is 10 psi, same thing, move everything around, and that's it. Now,
those are 10 psi negative.
Negative, correct. Negative.
Because it's vacuum.
Correct. It's vacuum.
With no oil and on top.
Right, and you can move everything around the same scenario.
In the same scenario. All
now, in some cases, and anybody who works in stern drives or outboards are going to run into this at one point in time in their life is sometimes because the drive's out in the hot weather, it'll build a lot of pressure in there. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to release at a certain time. But sometimes you don't realize that when you open the screw, someone shoots mud. It's like someone taking a hose and spraying gear oil on it.
Correct.
And that's too much pressure, and there's a problem because it's only supposed to be up to 10 psi.
Okay. Now we are going to do that process in a couple of lower units that we have ready to take the pressure test and vacuum test.
Right. Okay.